See a little man in the mirror there, what mirror wear? Yeah, maybe I am loud.
Maybe we're just always like this, but we never actually looked at it.
Kung loud. No?
Shut up.
No Mortal Kombat?
No.
Fucking idiots. Well, like most things in life, we're back.
Yeah. Yeah, try explaining that.
Yeah. So, welcome back to a normal episode of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast.
With him, Ilias, and me, Robert.
Actually, my sound sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like my like, you know, when you talk too loud.
Whoa.
That's not it. That's not it. It sounds like my voice is like språkig.
Yeah.
I think
do
this
hear
might have
they crack-a-lack it.
Yeah, this looks a bit borkin. I don't know.
You said it.
Okay, but it sounds super cool now. I sound like I am awesome, full of power. That is not my microphone. Maybe that one is. Lower it and see what happens. It's not that one. Maybe try another one. I'm not number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me. Now everything died.
That's you, number 4.
Yes, I am number 4. Oh shit, super loud. What the hell? Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's try it, and then we'll try to fix this later.
All right.
And so, on this week's episode of Sketchbook Heroes,
we need to do
the whole thing. Welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast. Another week, another thing. So, what are we talking about today, Robert?
Today, we are talking about being a slave to your friends, I guess.
Friends?
No. I think a lot of us have been asked to draw things for friends or
relatives, friends of
or
friends,
anybody really, but for free, like working for free, and the advantages or the disadvantages that comes with,
and sometimes for cheap.
And yes, also that, or for what's it called, exposure or whatever.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, and this all came about really with a client of mine that asked me, actually both of us, but he asked me specifically to draw his band as like comic book characters. And then he said, oh, if you don't have time, then maybe you can ask Ilias.
Oh,
because
shit.
He also draws
Who is this person?
cartoonish stuff. People follow you, you know.
Okay, cool.
And I just said no.
I exist.
For the both of us.
I exist. I exist. People know who I am.
And I mean, this guy is he's a good friend-ish.
Like can go to hell.
He's a client, but he's also a really good dude. So it all came from a good place, but it's still like the way he wrote it was just draw this for me because I know you like to draw.
Yeah.
And how do you tackle that, and what advantages or what would that sort of give me in terms of any type of gain at all? And that's what we're going to explore today.
Exactly. But first.
Yes, thank you to everybody.
To Max, Fabian.
All of that good. Yeah.
And everyone else.
Every person with a beard and everyone without one. And their pets. So, intro song, I guess. Intro song. Away.
And also, if you are listening to this show for some fucking reason and enjoy it, do share it in your stories. Give it a rating on Spotify or iTunes or wherever the fuck you listen to podcasts, because we are on a lot of platforms that we don't know about. And
spread the word. And here we go. Here's the song. Everybody wants to hear the song. Just listen to the song. All right, that's the only one good thing. There we go.
Let's do the peak of the podcast.
Why do we have it in the beginning? I don't know.
Yeah, we should have it at the end.
We probably maybe a little bit longer, like with a prolonged intro, just like to build it up slowly, and then right at the very end we just hit him with the song.
Sketchbook Heroes intro coming, which sounds super wrong now that I think about it. Moving on, woo! Intro.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
Even with beards and tattoos, you know they have
intro coming. No. And we're back.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. All right. Yeah, like I said, people keep asking people for free stuff.
People like to ask people stuff who like to stuff.
To like the stuff. Yeah, and I like to see people stuff
who like
the stuff. Because to see how
full of shit they are. Which kind of works.
Yes. No, but I mean, I've done a lot of this in the past when I did have time on my hands and I just wanted to help out some friends or, whatever it might have been. And now fast forward to today and I have a friend who's still waiting for their logo, but we still haven't talked any money or any deadline, and that's why they're going to be kept waiting. Because I don't have that time, I don't have that energy, and I don't want to.
It reminds me of a song. I think it's from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater one.
Motherfucker.
Also that one. But it was like, no more waiting for him. For them, or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. Isn't that a Tony Hawk song?
May 16th.
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
Lagwagon.
Yeah, Lagwagon.
There you go.
Very nice.
Awesome.
That's what I thought
Probably
when you said that.
the best thing about that game.
Yes.
Yeah. But
die, psycho bitches, die. No, too much. Suicidal Tendencies.
I guess we'll
I don't know if that's the band name or the song title.
That's the band name.
That's the band name.
Yeah.
Then I have no idea what the song is.
And I think that's kind of where we're going to end up in this episode. But no, there's been so many people asking for free portraits, or is it because they just assume that we as artists love to draw and
yes,
we would never say no to drawing anything because it's our passion, and why would we want money for something that we do on our spare time? Yeah. And burn motherfucker.
No. But I think it comes with the territory, I guess. Like, less now that I'm not as active on social media as I was before, except for Buff Stories. But I think it kind of like early social media, before everything became reels, people used to ask a lot more about different types of things, draw my character, draw this, draw that. But I don't get those requests anymore.
Same.
I think people are afraid of me now.
Yeah, I think same. But definitely not. No.
I haven't gotten a request at all.
This was forever. The latest one, and then right after that, like 2 days after, I got another one with the logo that I just mentioned. The logo, I think, is still going to be a paid gig, but the way that they presented the task felt like, hey, you were friends with my son, and why don't you do this? Kind of.
But this didn't come from your friend. It came from the parent, right?
Yeah,
or was it
exactly. And
that's a different
he used
generation.
To be like the CEO of this company. Now he's retired, so he's working with other smaller businesses and just trying to help out people. So I know it's all from
a good place.
Really, he's
most
like
of the
78
times,
years old. Like he's old, and a genuinely good guy. I've met him as well, but I also had to really make it clear to him that my spare time now is worth so much more than my working hours because there's so little of that spare time, and getting increasingly smaller, of course, with the growing of the belly.
Yeah, I just hear Chris Tucker saying $50 million every time.
Exactly. Kelsey or Chelsea? Yeah, gefilte fish all the way. And but like all of that just culminated in, well, there is an episode there. We need to talk about this. And I think there is positives for sure, but mostly you just need to learn how to say no in the right way.
Yeah.
Or maybe not say no, but get people to understand that you need to get something of value for you for the work that you're going to be doing. Even if you're like just starting out.
Yeah.
You should never, ever work for free. Not to say that you should take $50 million Chris Tucker money.
Of course, yeah.
But maybe if you're an up-and-coming artist or like just getting started, then exposure could be a good thing for you because you need that at the time.
And exposure, that's the thing.
Like, what is exposure?
No. The thing is, like, exposure, like, if they are a new company and you're a new, like, you don't have the reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have more reach than your newly fucking started company. I could give you more than you could give me.
Yeah, and I know what happened. Like, even if you share my stuff, it still doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Generate
it doesn't
anything.
Generate anything.
And
like,
you still have like the 10,000 or
dude, 20.
20.
Yeah, almost 19 point.
Exactly.
I don't remember.
Which is a lot of followers.
Yeah, and it's decreasing every day.
Yeah. And I have noticed actually in the last, I think, the last 2 months.
Okay.
The likes have
also decreased.
Happened. Something has happened to Instagram and the whole algorithm again.
I haven't paid attention.
But yeah, I went from like 120 likes to 60.
Nice. But it happens in cycles, I would say. Like, I haven't really posted anything to say where my account is at.
No, but with the tattoo one that I
post with the tattoo, okay.
Regularly,
yeah.
And had a very stable amount of likes, you know.
Yeah.
I would always assume that I would get somewhere between 80 and 120, maybe, you know.
That's where you are, like, in the eyes of the algorithm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now I'm down to like 50, 60 likes-ish.
You son of a bitch. You need to dance.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. Like, you can't do normal posts anymore. You need to make reels or video content for... To generate any type
There was actually this artist that I can't think of the name, where he just sits and does nothing. An artist. Like, he sits there with his sketchbook and does nothing and gets more likes than he would get doing actual
Jesus
art.
fucking Christ.
He just did it as a fun thing. And now he's like, oh, here's another video of me doing nothing. And just, like, it just generates, like, likes and, you know, like, engagement, I guess.
Do you think he would have somebody come to him and go like, hey, dude, can you do absolutely nothing for me?
Just for you know. Like, could you just hold my product in your hands?
Yeah. I'll
like, sure.
You don't have to show it. Just hold it.
Just hold it in your hands.
Do nothing,
really.
Please.
Please don't move.
Yeah.
Just breathe. Like, yeah, you think it's a photo, and then he just the video play.
Yeah. Oh, man. No.
I'm going to try that tonight.
But, okay, going back to the topic at hand. Can you think of any time in your recent
Not
years,
recent, but I can think of one play, like, where I did an exchange that I would say
that actually benefited you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was working as a personal trainer. My income was dog shit.
You got dog shit?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't even get that.
The others didn't.
Yeah. I actually had to pay to train.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but there was this other trainer that was going to, he was kind of getting his business started, like his own thing. And we did an exchange where I drew his logo and he bought me a Wacom Surface Wacom Tablet Pro at the time. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what number 4, I think the early 4. Mm-hmm. And I made him a logo and I told him like, okay, it's like, this is what I can offer you for like this exchange. Like, I can't put more work in it. And I drew it like in the rest, or like in the sort of staff area. And he was like, oh, I love that. And that was the logo. And then the next day he came in with a Wacom tablet and we, traded.
But that's awesome. Like that's a good exchange because you're still getting something of value, significant value, because it's going to generate more stuff for you. You can actually use this.
Yeah, and I don't know if that business is still a thing. No. Like he was sending in the paperwork and stuff.
Yeah,
and I've seen that he used the logo for a while. I don't know if that's still a thing.
Yeah,
like I know it didn't become anything like a big company or anything.
So you didn't really lose anything?
No. But the thing is, this was like, I needed a new tablet because I only had that first like really tiny one that was working, like not that well. And I just needed an upgrade and I couldn't afford an upgrade. And I was like, okay, well, this guy and I, because he wasn't a big business, you know, like it wasn't like Samsung calling me and asking for like, oh, could you draw us this for free and we'll give you this thing?
Yeah.
Because I would never do that, you know, but this is just like someone that I know personally that I could do this exchange with, and it worked, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And also I didn't invest that much time. I did this in the fucking staff room, you know, like.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, now I have to go home and, you know, like work on this.
And you didn't have to maybe render it out into
No, it's nothing. It was a fucking, no. I just like.
You drew an image and.
I gave him like the files, like the different, like it was a vector. Like I drew it on the fucking iPad with like whatever vector. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe it was called Vector. Maybe it was called something else. I don't remember. But I just used whatever I had on the iPad at the time because it didn't have touch back then. You know, like it was a dumb iPad.
Yeah, the dumb pad.
The dumb pad. Yeah. I think it was the iPad 2 even. So this is back in 2012. And, you know, it was such a quick exchange. I would say he didn't, like what I take hourly now, like we didn't even get to that. You know, like, I put so little effort in this logo.
Yeah.
He kind of explained his sort of, I don't even remember, like it was a circle and it had the initials AJ, I think, that met the circle. Like I just made, it had serifs. Mm-hmm. So the bottom of the serifs met in a circle and it says AG.
Cool.
And then, you know, whatever the fuck the company does, I don't remember. And
easy enough.
that was, it was so effortless. You know when people say it's going to be a quick job and it never is? This was, like, I made sure that it was easy because up to that point, I've been fucked so many times with this type of work that I was like, oh, like, no, you know. And he was like, no. Honestly, I just need my initials, he said. If you can add a circle to it, that's great. Not a must. He's like, I'm not going to tell you anything. And he really didn't. So we had that understanding. I gave him the logo. Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think that the blue that I chose for the design, I didn't color-proof check it because I did it on the iPad.
Yeah.
And he was like, the print place, blah, 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 something. That's the only fix I did. I switched the blue out to a blue that looked exactly the same. That was like, they could print.
Nice.
That was it.
Yeah. But I mean, at least you did one of these things that gave you something of value.
Yeah. And I used that tablet. Yeah, that's, I think, the only time that it was worth doing any of this.
Because
like, for no money.
The only time I've actually generated anything from anything like this, apart from getting a little bit of money sometimes, has only been that I've been able to add more to my portfolio. Because it's like, well, I think this is pretty cool. Like, I didn't get shit from it, but I'm going to add it to my portfolio, and it's still a working gig-ish for something. You know, whatever type of company or person it was, in the portfolio, it's still a thing that I did for someone. The person looking at the portfolio doesn't need to know how much money I got for that job.
Of course.
It still adds a little bit of value to me in that sense. And that's where you need to really be able to look at this from, just step back a little bit and look at it like, do I have the time? Is it a fun job? Will it add anything to me and my business in the future? Because that's where I've always had this sort of leeway when it comes to working with or for friends and doing this stuff. Because most of the time, it doesn't take me that long to draw a portrait, for example. And I can do that fairly easily, and I do like doing that. And if it is for the right type of person, sure, I'll just do it. But with that said, I think the only time I've ever drawn a portrait for a friend, it's been for an album or an EP thing.
Didn't you do those like 4 faces or like that family?
Yeah, but that was like
that
an
was
actual
paid? Okay,
job.
that was gig, yeah.
That gave me like pretty okay money. The money that I asked for.
Yeah.
So like that
you can't complain if that's what you asked for.
No.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, that's always scary because, it's, I have never met any of these family members, and I'm just drawing from photo references and trying to make them look a little bit more real, but in a cool composition. But with the money that I got and the time that I spent, it's still not enough money.
Of course.
Because, but then, she's also a client that I get to milk for more money.
More tattoo money.
Yeah.
No, and the thing is, I would say in my experience as well, like the work that I've done where I said yes has always been like terrible. Like I hated the work.
Yeah.
I had problems getting the motivation or the drive to work on it. When I did,
99.8%.
I stressed and and I felt really bad while I was doing it. I didn't enjoy any of it.
No.
Sometimes it even like collided with work that I wanted to do but didn't have time to, like whether that was professional or not.
And then you can't look this person in the eye afterwards again when you deliver because you're like, oh, this is the best.
You don't have to say that I did this ever to anyone. And,
exactly.
And that's usually the end result of most of the things that I've done. Like it's better than what they would have done themselves, but I would never show it to anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's never been, and it's never given anything back.
No.
Like I haven't gotten more work.
With that said, I actually haven't posted the family portrait thing.
Oh, shit.
I did photograph the whole process like I normally do. So yeah, I guess I could. You
have content. Everything is content. But again, like I've never had anything that I've done in this type, like where a friend or any relative asked me for anything, and it just leads to more of that shit.
But this is where you and I differ, because you've always, or for the longest time that I've known you, you've always been the structured and organized and very adamant about you need to get something for this. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, but that's because, there's no incentive otherwise. I don't like your grandma. I don't care about your son.
No.
Like more than I don't want you to, misfortune.
But is that also I don't like you?
No, it isn't. It's not anything like that.
That's how a lot of people, or that's how I would think.
Yes,
they would think.
Exactly, and I don't care.
No.
That is the difference.
And that is, I think, the most important message to put out in this episode.
Is that I hate you.
Yes.
If I say no, it's because I hate you.
No, but I think a lot of you people listening to this that feel any type of connection to this episode or relevance here feel this, that you feel the need to, of course you have to say yes, because you don't want to let people down. Because this is a close friend of yours. And why, if I say no, they're going to hate me.
Yeah.
No.
No.
They're just asking.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to say no.
Yeah.
If they're going to bitch about it, that's not a friend that you should have in your vicinity at all. So seriously, just learn how to say no in the best possible way. And I think this is kind of where we need to move the episode forward in how to say no in a
just
polite
and
good way. Yeah.
I'm busy with work.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's definitely one. And that's the most common one that I have now, but it's also
But it is true.
Exactly.
It's fucking true. Like
it's 100% true.
Everything you add to your normal day, that's, labor. Labor you don't want.
Exactly.
Like that's the thing. Like that's added. Like let's say you work 40 hours to 60 hours a week depending on where the fuck you live and how much you're making. And then you have to add this this fucker's boring logo or his a portrait of his grandma, sure, it means a lot to them, but for you it's going to be something that you
you're taking a part of your life.
Yeah.
And quote unquote wasting.
Yeah.
For this, where you could have done something to actually polish up your portfolio if you wanted to do that, or work on this big project,
or just relax,
or
just fucking relax,
recoup.
Recoup, and sure, it means a lot to them, but that shouldn't be on you. You know what I mean? If you don't have time or you don't want to, which I think is the hardest thing to admit. Don't do it because it's just going to be there to haunt you.
And be honest with yourself here, because that's where I always fail. It's I can always make time.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's only.
But have you noticed how these boring things always tend to take longer?
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God, this project. And you're like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like the fun projects end really fast. The boring stuff like it lingers, and you're like, I'll do it later, and then you work on it, and you just can't make it work because you don't care enough.
That's it.
To make it work. Like you don't want it to work really.
And you need to make time to do this thing.
Yeah, and it just
how do you
becomes
make
worse.
time for something that you really, really don't want to do?
You do it all on the last day where you need it delivered, and you do half. Yeah, and you do like a shitty job of it. You know, like still better. Like it's not total garbage. It just isn't something you're going to be proud of.
No.
And that's what I mean when I say like you do something that you feel is garbage. It isn't garbage. Like when I say this is just a shitty sketch, to some people it's a piece of fucking art. You know what I mean? Like
and
they're like, oh my god.
Receives it is probably going to be stoked out of their minds.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to live with having created that piece of
with your
garbage.
name on it. Yeah. With your name on it.
They're going to show everybody and look how good it is, and you're like, oh my god.
And I think even
That's how you
Andy
lose
kind of called me out on it, that I called some of my work shit, like actual live work for clients. And you know, to some extent, like I know that my work isn't shit, or I wouldn't be paid for it, although I see the contrary on that thing sometimes in public.
I feel
but it's not the best that I would have put out had I enjoyed the thing, you know what I mean? Or I had more time. And so to me, on a personal level, it feels like shit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time to, like a lot of the dog portraits, to me personally, shit. To the people that received them, loved them.
Yeah.
Like, and I got to see it live. They were like, oh my God, you drew my dog. You stranger that shouldn't care about my dog at all.
Yeah. But same going back to our Samsung 3 gig that we did when we traveled around Sweden.
Oh my God, I hated everything I did there.
Yeah, me too. But everybody loved it. And then I've gone back and actually I found some of those.
Oh, I should know.
Oh my God,
I don't have
they're
any
bad.
of those. Yeah, they're so bad. Yeah.
They're so bad. But, you know, when all is said and done, we still drew them in a phone.
Oh yeah, and the early first draw, like the first phone you could actually draw on.
Yeah, the Samsung Galaxy Note
the first one. Yeah, the first Note that ever came.
That came with the little pen.
It was so bad.
I love the pen though.
I love the pen. Like the pen has really evolved to something different.
Yeah.
But the apps that they had or still have.
I mean, we used Sketchbook.
Yeah, we used Sketchbook back then. It was so low res.
Yeah.
Like I remember like trying to kind of zoom out and like, oh, there's no more cameras. You can't zoom. Yeah. This is the you could like, I think I put the logo Samsung and an eye, and that was like, you fill the canvas.
Yep.
I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I really have to, you know, start a new one. I can't just like keep drawing on the same canvas.
But that was still such a great gig, though. I really appreciated getting that job and had a lot of fun traveling around and
it was
hanging
so
with
much
these
fun. Yeah,
three
people. Yeah, the salespeople.
Yeah, and just went out like partying and having a good time.
No, it was a good time.
But so the gig was that we traveled from city to city and sat down in like a mall.
Yeah, different malls.
And behind us,
how many were we? 4 people.
I think three at the end.
Eric and Oscar. Was Oscar on?
He was supposed to, but then he wasn't able to, so I had to jump in and take his.
That was it. Yeah.
But
fuck you, Oscar.
Exactly. No, but I think he still did like one or two.
He did maybe. 1 or 2. Yeah.
But so we had a TV screen behind us that was hooked up to the phone. So they could see live.
Do you remember how bad the battery was on that first Note?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it had to be plugged in all the time, or it would run out in like 20 minutes or something like that. Yeah. It was insane.
Yeah, but yeah, and then a person would come up and always kind of like, well, not a lot of people came up to ask for a portrait in the beginning.
Depends on where you were, yeah.
Yeah, and then after a while, it would generate more, and at some point you had like a line of people waiting.
Yeah.
And that was like really cool.
That was weird though.
Yeah. But yeah, so you just drew people really fugly.
Hey, feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Come play my game.
Yeah. I'll test it. Yeah. Shit. That was fucking.
Yeah.
And I think only one person complained. I think he was like, it doesn't even look like her or something like that. I was like,
well,
it was 10 minutes, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Move on.
How much are you paying for this?
Yeah. You're not
a
paying,
single thing.
Yeah.
get out of here, bitch. Yeah. No, I think every person I drew did not look like the person I drew.
Same.
Yep.
It was dog shit.
Yeah, they still got it.
They still got it. The thing is, sometimes it's not about the artwork, it's about the experience, and people enjoyed that. We had a talk. I was like, oh, you like that? Then I added like Pikachu. I don't know. I don't remember what was hot at the time.
Or make it funny. You make them look in
Some people
else.
had, like Star Wars t-shirts or whatever else they had on. You just took that and just like made fun of it.
Yeah.
Or they had like a funny hat. It's wintertime or summertime or whatever the fuck it was. Like you just took the detail that you enjoyed and you kind of ran with it.
Exactly.
And then like you didn't even draw my wife. It's just a cap. I was like, well, you get what you get for free. She's under the cap. She's really small.
Yeah, I think it would have been a different thing if you could have printed out those images.
That would have been cool, yeah.
To like get a nicer type of thing.
Like a Polaroid.
Yeah,
because that was about the size.
Added so much more pressure to the thing.
Yes.
But I remember the first day sitting down doing it, and the first kid that I drew, it looked like,
dude,
you know the clown portraits that John Wayne Gacy has done?
Yes.
Those were better.
Oh, no. Nah, dude, it was dog shit. Like, it was all dog shit. And you know what the worst part was?
Doing it.
No. That there was a screen behind you showing everything you did wrong.
Yeah. In a much bigger format.
Low res, high definition, low res.
Samsung.
Is that a thing? High definition, low res? Because it was really tiny?
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah. Dog shit.
That's my life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that was a lot of fun. I don't even remember how I got that job. It was probably from school or something. Because I drew portraits and they were like, everybody is always, Robert does portraits. Still a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Did it generate anything from that?
No. But then again, like nothing has really, in my opinion, generated anything. No. I think the only thing that might have given me a bit of momentum is the Microsoft gig, but that was a real gig. Yeah. And that has given me more work,
I think having the Samsung in my CV.
How did I get that gig? That's through Microsoft. Or like the communications or like the agency.
But how did they find you from the get-go?
From the get-go? Yeah. I did a really good impression on them on Twitter. There was this person that followed me, maybe. I don't know. This lady followed me on Twitter.
Stalker.
And I wrote, would be really cool, because the Surface computer, I think number 3 came out. Mm-hmm. And I wrote, like, would be really cool to compare my iPad 2 to the new Microsoft Surface 3 and just see how they are, like, compare to each other, I guess. And she was like, I can get you a unit. I was like, what? Like, that never happens.
Cool.
And I did get a unit, but there was this like, okay, well, if we're going to give you a unit, we would like your feedback. So the only thing we ask of you is like you borrow the computer, but then you join us at Microsoft HQ and just tell us how you use it, what you enjoy about it, and what shortcomings you think it has. And I went there, and this is a story that we have told, but we have new listeners, and nobody wants to listen to the first or third episode. Yeah. So I go to the Microsoft office in Stockholm, and, there's a bunch of us, like maybe 15 to 20 people. And, people talk about how they use it, and it's really boring. And one guy was like, oh, yeah, like I've opened a couple of emails and, I've done the thing. And like, it's really nice to be on the web. And you're like, this is like, yes, dude, it was basically everyone just like, Jesus. And then the next guy was like, oh, yeah, it's really like small. You're like, yes, we all know it's small. You can actually see that it's small. Thank you for...
That's such good feedback.
But it was just that. People were like, oh, it's really nice to sit on the couch with it on your lap. And then this lady that was a bit rounder complained that it was like the kickstand, which is really good. It didn't fit her anatomy. And it became this weird thing about sort of, it just became really weird. And you're like, what? What is this conversation? Like, what are we talking about here? And then she just like, like when you're nervous and you rant and like it makes no sense and you just keep adding to it instead of shutting up or moving on.
Yeah.
So she did that whole thing and everyone's like, thank you. Like you can see that the organizers were like, what the fuck?
More and more awkward.
Yes. So she did that whole like awkward spiel. And then, some other blogger lady talked. It was a bit more interesting. She was like, yeah, like I have it with me. It's like really convenient because it's so small. And then, and then I was like, okay, I'm dying here. And then they were like, Ilias, your turn. And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, I was so fucking out of it. I was like, oh. I was like, okay. I was like, can I get a desk? They were like, I was like, nah, I need space. And then I just like I put out the computer, I pulled out all the stuff that I had for it. I had this like scrub dial that you use for editing. Yeah. It has like 5 buttons for every finger. And then it has these scrub wheels on top, like 2 different ones or 3 ones. It's 3 like scrub dials. And I was like, oh, well, I set it up like this. So when I work, I was like, blah, blah, blah. I put the blah, blah here. And then I have the scrub dial that I move the stuff, like I can choose the pen. And then I have this, like I installed this like HUD that is on top of my computer and has a lot of buttons with shortcuts and they were like, what the fuck is this
like,
guy on about? Yeah, but I was like, and this, when I do this and this happens, and the software that I used had the scrub function, so I could like if I sketched like a face, I could twist the dial and it would like show the process because I had like 500 steps in Photoshop. So you just went back 500 steps and then forward 500 steps.
Awesome.
And they were like, what is this guy on about? And then I was like, and also it like I can bring it anywhere. It's like it's so thin you don't even notice the weight in your backpack, so you can always bring it with. And I was like, and that's me, sort of. And everyone's like, oh, okay, that was really cool.
That was the wrong one.
That's not the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, but then I'm on my way to like I think that was like a Tuesday or like something like that. And then on Friday I get like a phone call from a number that I don't know, and it was like, hi, it's Frederick from Microsoft. Dude, we were really impressed by your presentation. I was like, presentation? I was like, I didn't present shit. And they're like, oh, okay, my spiel. Because that was, I just showed them what I do, like I didn't think about it. And they called me, they were like, we were really impressed by the way that you actually use the computer. Like compared to a lot of people, like you actually used it in a way that was real. And we're talking here about, because when we were there, I was like, maybe you should get like a Jessica Alba but someone that actually enjoys, her Samsung phone, like for example, and have them sort of be the face for it. And then he calls me on Friday and he's like, would you like to be the face of like the Surface line in Sweden? I was like, what? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. He's like, that's awesome. I just needed a yes from you. I'll get back to you on like next week. I'll call you at some point and we'll just like discuss the details. I was like, what the fuck?
What's happening?
Yeah. And that was my in with Microsoft. They didn't care about like King stuff. That came later. They didn't even know, like I was just this artist guy from Twitter.
And that's the coolest thing that you just...
And I had 260 something followers on Twitter. Fuck yeah.
But that's still a lot for Twitter, I guess.
No, it isn't. It's so little for Twitter.
Well, I think I have like 7 followers.
Yeah, but you just recreated your Twitter account.
Called Twitter. You'll need to get that from the App Store first.
No.
Yes, Robert, you need to get it from the App Store first.
No, Jean-Claude. Jesus.
Jean-Claude.
He's always got a butt in.
He's like, Robert, you got to download Twitter from the App Store.
That's how I get
That's why I don't have followers.
Okay. He's such a smart watch. Yeah.
It is. Very nice.
See? Yeah,
see? I see what you did there. That was terrible. And that's how that happened. And I don't know how we got here.
But yeah, you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is how you do it the opposite way of what we pretty much, what the topic is. But it's also good to, again, like to repeat that. Because even though this was a few years back, this is still how it works today.
No, it is. That's
I mean,
how
the market is like overgrown with people now. It's an immense like amount of people using social media, of course, but not many of those people put themselves out there in that way.
Yeah.
Just asking stuff, or you know,
or a lot of people are asking and getting ignored as well.
Yeah,
I guess
also
that exists.
but
as well.
it's a roll of the dice every time, of course, which is social media in a nutshell. It's always that. You never know. One of these days, something might go viral and you become insta famous.
Yeah, I think this lady that I followed on Twitter, or that's maybe how I found her, she drew pigeons and went from like a couple of hundred followers to like hundreds of thousands. Because her, like...
Who doesn't love pigeons? No,
but it was just these simple cartoon pigeons, and people just went crazy for them. Like, they were just like, basically like that emoji cat, you know, the fat cat that kind of just eats cake and shit and just lies on its back and looks tired. Like that cat. But pigeons on Twitter. And she blew up, and then she started making merch, and then people attacked her for trying to monetize on her fame.
And that's
also social media in a nutshell. Yeah, like as soon as you try to.
How many people asked her for merch?
Yeah, of course. Like this podcast, people, we don't even have listeners, and we made merch for our listeners because you asked.
Exactly,
Thomas.
Yeah, who came to the event with all
but all the merch. We sold 7 pieces. There they are.
Yeah.
But also, thank you everyone else who bought stuff.
Thank you so much. It just, it's crazy that people actually buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's such a weird like world we live in.
Yeah. But also like, because we've tackled now being asked to do free stuff for whatever type of gain, you know, or not necessarily free stuff.
When I guess like when should you say yes? Yeah,
I think that is a very valid question.
Because I think, is there no merit to doing this type of work? Like I would say in most cases, especially if it's an established company, like no. Like you shouldn't work for free when everyone else is making money. Like I think that goes without saying.
If it's a friend, then sure. If you have the time.
That's the thing. Like if you feel like it's worth your time, then do it.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like I could help my friend out. But then again, like make sure it's a really good friend, because like these things usually people don't know how to like ask artists for stuff in a good way. You just like, as soon as you start working on their thing, they think they owe you, like they're your boss.
Yeah.
And that's why I
start asking for changes
and like, oh, you know what? I'm thinking of this whole new direction, and you know, and you're like, dude, I've spent like a week on this. You can't just like change direction. And that's why it's really important. Like if you do this type of work where it is for free, like, okay, before we move on to that question, it's really good to have some ground rules to kind of keep their expectations in check and know kind of what to expect from you, so they don't try to become your boss.
Exactly.
Because they are not paying you.
Yeah. And you need to,
even then.
You need to consider like, well, is the job fun first? If it's a fun job, then sure. I mean, if you're going to draw anyways and you don't have much to do, you know, if it's a fun job, why not?
Yeah, and you're helping a friend,
and you're helping a friend. So it's a win-win in that way. And you're getting practice and, you know, whatever. But if it's something that you don't feel like doing, it becomes a job.
Or a chore.
Or a chore.
Or both.
Yeah. And
it's your job.
You want something for that.
Yeah.
And going back to what you were...
Yeah. I think like some stuff that you should ask for is like you decide if you're not getting paid, you should have last call. You know, like, of course they need to like the logo, but they don't get changes. No. Like in that sense, like they can approve the sketch and then you do the thing. You know, but
I wouldn't even go that far, man.
No, but the sketch,
I would get the job. I would just do it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, to be realistic, it's a company logo. But the thing is, if they can't afford or don't see the value in their own company, you know, it's not worth doing, really.
No. And I didn't necessarily mean a logo.
No. But I just mean like
different thing.
A logo is a different thing, of course.
Because that is for a company that generates money of some sort.
Yeah, and I'm thinking likely. Like, no, but I'm just thinking like they're going to start a company and they want a logo. You know,
Yeah.
they're ahead of time here, so
Yeah.
they don't have income.
But they do have some sort of investment, you know, starting a company.
Maybe, depending on what type of company, I guess.
And
like
that's something you need to obviously think about as well.
But it's good to really set out like the ground rules that you're going to be working with. And if they're not going to pay you, they don't really have a lot to say in the creative process. So make that clear to them. Like, I'm doing this on my spare time, so I can't have you changing the design. Like, if you don't like the end result, like, that's it. Like, it's fine. I'm not going to get angry that you don't want to use it or, you know, whatever. And you can't be angry at me for not having more time to spend on your new ideas. Because some people are full of ideas, but, you know, they can't even mentally finish an idea.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be on you. And that's why I think it's important. Like, if that expectation is there, especially in writing, so they can read it multiple times, it's good to have. Because I have clients where I write stuff in sort of, you know, like points, like this, this, and this.
I do that too.
I do like, I need you to reply to these 3 questions.
Yep. I did that this morning.
and this. And I write nothing more, and they just reply to 1. Sometimes it's not even 1.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, that sounds really good. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, need you to reply to these 3 points.
Just copy paste.
Just still need those. I was like, that sounds great. Still need the reply or the information for these 3 things. Because it's like when people get started, it gets a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
And they don't read.
No, they just see like that you're interested.
You're
and
interested.
like,
We're doing this. Yeah,
let's do
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And this was a paid client, a paying client. So it's really important to be clear. If you're not clear, you're going to be the one at fault, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That you're like, because they don't know how this works. You're supposed to teach them a bit of this. Because how often in your life do you work with artists? Like, most of us don't.
Exactly.
Like, we don't ask anyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, most people think that a logo just generates itself and it's just there.
And I think Wedding Crashers has the perfect example. Make me a bicycle clown.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically our jobs, you know, like.
He's sitting with balloons and he wants a fucking bicycle and he makes one.
Yeah, but the kid is so fucking terrible.
Yeah,
and
but
that's clients.
Yeah.
Like, they think
We need to make that. We need to really make that into like designer problems or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so spot on. It's perfect. And that's also like, I had a client write me, I think Friday afternoon, and then they wrote me again on Sunday morning, and then they called me on Sunday.
Yeah.
And left a voicemail.
On the Shibba Shabbos.
On the Shimmy Shabbos. Shomer Shabbos, I think.
I don't care. I don't care. The joke is made.
Shomer Shabbos.
Shibba Shabbos. You just say it fast enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's correct.
Yeah, so I replied to them with a text saying, I will respond to you on my working hours. This is my weekend. I am not working now, so I will reply when I am working again. Pow. And then sent it. Nothing back, which is a good thing.
Sign.
Yes, that they're like respecting, okay, good.
Yeah.
And then I responded this morning, and the reply back from that was, I really respect you for having this structure. And
of course.
This, of course, I also not prefer. What do you call it? Like, time is more important to me than money.
Yeah.
So I really respect you for writing that.
And I get that also.
Yeah, and that's my new mindset. Before, my time was like, whatever. I'll just work
I'll
always.
do this. Yeah.
But now it's the most important. So now Saturday, Sunday, Monday is no-go. You will not
that's
hear
really
from
good.
me.
Remember when we talked with Max?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, sorry, I didn't reply immediately. And we were like, dude,
what do you mean?
Why would you reply immediately? Why do people deserve to have an immediate answer to bullshit?
Yeah. And
like, you don't owe people to reply immediately. You reply on your time.
But it's taken me a while to get to that point.
But it does get, like, you need to get old and angry, like not jaded, but you need to get that life experience and realize like, oh shit, I don't need to, because like, let's say that 10 people write to you. Are you going to take like, you know how long it takes to reply to some stuff?
Yeah.
It can take...
It's like 15 minutes just replying to one person.
Exactly. And then you do that. That's why I always got offended when people were like, dude, I saw that you read my message. I was like...
Yeah.
Block. No. And that's the thing. It takes like how long does it take to skim a message? Not at all. I'll do that later.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I do now, because it's kind of like almost a statement.
Yeah.
Having read it and not replying.
Yeah.
Because that will first show them that you've seen it.
Yeah.
Second, they will also maybe, hopefully, realize that, oh shit, it's Sunday. Like, why would he
reply? Yeah.
So I go in, I just check that it's nothing super important. Maybe it's a client writing about that they've got an infection or whatever, something that might be a little bit more urgent. And then, of course, I will
Stop being a little bitch.
Yeah.
Infections are not real.
Exactly.
Eat rocks, bitch. No, just kidding.
Yes. Did you? Yeah, you read that off of my Instagram?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. I was like, of course.
Yes. No, and then I will reply later.
Yeah,
so I read it and then I mark it as unread so that I don't forget it, because I will always forget it. Somebody's writing me now, for example.
Yeah, my hand vibrated.
Oh, it's
Matthias. Yeah. You son of a bitch, Matthias. Always.
Yeah, and always when I go to bed as well.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. It's like...
Okay, I don't have that.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I put my watch to sleep, and then it shuts off all my devices.
That's amazing.
Dude, the Apple Watch is my favorite tool. Like...
I'm still never going to get one because I don't want to be that close to any media.
Yeah, I don't care. But this is such a fucking, like, it's so calming to have it. As soon as I put my watch to sleep, it's like the half moon symbol.
Yeah.
I press it here. It's like, do you not want to be disturbed or do you want to sleep? And when I choose sleep, nothing gets through. Like and you can choose what gets through or not.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can really customize it, but I just like sleep and then nothing vibrates, nothing lights up, nothing does anything.
You will go to sleep or I will put you to sleep.
Exactly. Yeah. Shit, I had something to add to whatever the fuck we were talking about before we got into Apple Watch. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. I've had clients that were like, we've never ordered artwork, so just talk us through how this is going to work.
And that's amazing.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, even if they're not asking for it because they don't have that, I guess, the insight, you can always offer that. And it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And then I take an old contract, I copy paste, whatever works. And then I just give them like, I usually just summarize it a bit from like an old saved thing on my phone in my notes. And I just change some of the details to kind of fit. I was like, I'm going to send you this. We're going to sign a contract where it says what I'm going to do, what you're going to do, and what I need from you.
Yeah. And
then sort of like, and we're going to have dates, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll both sign that. And then we're both protected.
Yeah.
And if you choose to cancel, I'll take like 70%. Depending on how far I've gotten into the work, there's like, I'm going to charge you either way. I don't care if you use it or not or cancel it. Yeah.
You need to make money because you're working.
You are working. Like even just doing research is sometimes I spend so much time doing the research just to be able to put out the thing that they want, because I don't know what it is. Like
that's the thing.
So, and sometimes you get to know the company that you're working for. You're like, what the fuck do these guys do? Like,
you need to get into it. You need to
read about them and
vibe and just so you can nail the logo or whatever
the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So, and then just giving them like that written. You give it first, like in your initial kind of discussion to work together. I was like, oh, well, this is how I work. And if you're cool with this, we can actually just put it in a contract and then we can get to work. And usually that kind of like enforces these steps on multiple sort of steps before you start working. So you give them the sort of like, this is how we're going to do this. And it's not as, heavy. And then you give them the contract that really isn't that heavy when I write it because it's boring.
Yeah.
So it's there again. And they have these emails, so they can go back and check them, or you can like refer to them.
Yeah.
And it's so much simpler.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I know you said like that we couldn't do these changes. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, this is so minor. I'll just fix it for you. Like the color was wrong. I was like, I don't press a button.
Fix.
Easy, yeah. And then, when they do ask for more, I was like, that's cool. I'll write another page that you get to sign with the additional fee. And they were like, no, you know what? We can skip that. And you're like, yes, that's how important that, like, because as soon as it costs them more, but it just is a whim on their side. Like you can get away with so much, but just like, yeah, no worries. I'll do that. I'll just write the page with the extra money that you need to pay me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, it wasn't that important.
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
that's
I know.
always the thing. You present, you give your hand and they want the arm,
And that doesn't happen in the same way when
you have it in writing.
Yeah, because the thing is, in writing, it's like, okay, we're going to do this thing that you ordered from me, and it's all within this contract. And then it says in my contract, anything else that you want from me is an additional fee of $.
Exactly. And I think that is one of the most important things.
It's so good, because it's like, oh, you know what? We might need more. Yeah. And then they know what it is. Like, I was like, no worries. I'll just do an additional page to the contract that we can add to the contract. You sign that. We're both on, like, it's $500 more. And then we do that work as well.
Yeah. So, like,
it's simple.
How important is this change? Yep.
And I've had clients like, oh, we don't want to do contracts. It's too complicated. Like, it gets too... I was like, then you work with someone else.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Exactly. It's a safety net that everybody needs, no matter how simple the task.
Yeah.
I think one of the best examples is still, and this is also a story we've told a billion times, but when we got our first ever illustration job as the greeting card artists, when you wrote a contract on like a napkin or whatever it was, just to have a piece of paper that is signed and done. That's a safety net.
It is a really good. It still got fucked.
Yeah.
In other ways, but but
that's how you learn.
But what I want to get to with like this whole like spiel again. That's the word of the day. Spiel. Steven Spielberg. No, but what I wanted to get to is like be equally structured when you're doing free work.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be so much easier for the person that's kind of ordering you to do something or like suggesting you to
or see
do
it
their
as
thing.
practice for the real one.
Yeah, because if you treat it like that, expectations are so clear that shit doesn't get as weird.
No.
And
it just
you don't have to lose a friend.
It makes you sound more professional.
Yeah.
It will spread the word of you being professional if you can deliver, of course.
Of course.
But it's just going to generate more positivity and good stuff for you. So stop being lazy and obviously think about everything.
Be lazy.
Yeah,
just be smart about it.
That's definitely the key.
If you have a phone and it has like a word pad or a notepad or whatever, write it there once in general terms, then copy paste the shit out of that.
Easy. There you go.
So keep it simple is because you're going to work basically the same.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes, again, if it's just like a portrait for a friend, there's not that much leeway there. They're not going to want to change anything. They're not. It's just like somebody asking for a picture.
Could you change my dad's portrait to Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
I think that it has.
Could you make him look more like himself and not this shitty?
They're starting there and then slowly getting Darth Vader, trying to kind of push
always
the portrait.
Ends with Darth Vader,
of course,
for sure. Yeah.
Or as we say in Swedish, Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Or no, Vader. Vader.
Vader.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Oh, fuck, you say it with a Swedish sort of like...
It's actually pretty simple if you speak Swedish. Like,
the flowers in the garden.
Swinglish, liksom.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
We've been talking in circles here for a while, I guess, or maybe not.
Not really, but kind of yes.
Yeah.
No. And moving on. So I hope that helped.
Yeah, I really do hope that helped. Hope it was a okay first normal episode back from vacation.
And also, it all comes down to circumstance, like who you're working for, how close of a friend, and so on.
Yeah.
That's why.
And if you guys feel a little bit insecure with anything about this, feel free to write us or write the Discord.
The Discord will help.
Always.
It will provide answers.
The community.
We have Filippo, Matthias. We're all tired of people's bullshit.
Yeah.
And we will reply.
We do
one
the
of
voice,
us all, yeah.
and they do the rest of the noise.
Exactly.
Yeah. But again, write us if there's anything, or if you have anything to add to this, feel free to just add it on the Discord or write us on Instagram or whatever you find.
I have
us.
one final tip for this, actually.
Damn it, we just wrapped it up
I
perfectly.
know, but it's a good tip.
Yeah, not your penis.
Exactly. Never say yes immediately.
Smart.
Take it home.
Yeah.
And then consider, do I really want to do this? No. Most likely, when people talk about their shit, it can sound like, oh yeah, I'll definitely help you with that. Don't.
Yeah.
Never do that.
This
never,
is the curse
never.
of me.
Yeah.
When I'm getting like an assignment as a tattoo artist, because I always get so hyped.
Exactly. You're
And I'm like,
your own
fuck
hype man. Yeah.
This is awesome. Yes, this is going to be great. How the fuck am I supposed to do this?
Exactly.
And that's only
That's
when
why
I start
take it
drawing
home, because this is not like
reflect, breathe.
Look, if they give this to someone else, you're not going to lose out.
No.
So take it home and then think about it and like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to draw his grandma's logo? No, you don't.
No, you don't. Exactly.
And then you can say, no, I'm busy, by the way. And you're out of it. So
And,
that's it. Moving on.
That's perfect. Yes.
Tools! No tools.
No tools.
Retro time!
Yeah, baby!
Idiots! I don't know where this energy came from,
it's been a while.
but it's been a while.
Since I
retro. Every episode has been a retro up to this point.
Yes.
What are you talking about? It's been a while. It's only been retros.
No, it's been a while since we did the chippity cham.
Oh, chippity cham.
Yeah, the
chippity cham.
toolies and
The sound
retros and-
effects that come from our mouths.
Yeah, all of those.
Sean Clark,
things.
what do you have? Do a sound effect. Ooh, I wonder if that works. Hey Siri, do a sound effect.
I'm not sure I understand.
You're a cunt. Never. I'm moving on.
That's the one I wanted. Sean Clark again.
Disappointment.
Every time.
I'm not sure because it just said like 1 sec. I was like, he's working on something. He was working on. Oh, he took it home. He thought about it, and he was like, I'm busy.
He listened to the episode.
He fucking listened. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how tech spies on us all.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I've
Retro.
seen so much.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's insane how much I've seen. Like for me,
Yet you
I'm
never
like
see anything.
I'm like Netflix Jesus at this point. Like I've seen so much on different platforms. Though.
Have you seen The Gray Man?
Yes, no,
No. Exactly.
But I have seen
You've
3.
seen nothing.
Look here, I've seen 3 Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Beside the one we saw together on the previous episode or whatever. Yeah, exactly. So I've seen 3 more. I've started Squid Game. I finished Terminal List. And I said more stuff. Yeah, I've seen The Man from Toronto. I saw The Train to Busan. Look, I've seen like things.
All right, so you're finished with your batch. All right, let's...
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, that's all I have to say about them now.
Yeah. No, but that's awesome. I've seen probably an equal amount of stuff, but a lot of old things that I don't need to talk about. But I did see The Gray Man, which is the new Netflix movie with Ryan Gosling and Captain America.
He doesn't deserve a name
Chris
anymore.
Evans. Is it good?
Maybe.
You know, it's by the Russo brothers that made pretty much all of the great MCU movies. But it's, you know, it looks like a Netflix movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kind of looks cheapish.
You know, it looks like a Netflix movie. A little cheapish.
Yeah, like,
Depends on...
could be better, you know what I mean? And it's very over the top. It kind of feels like a Fast and the Furious movie without the cars.
So just really like power walk?
Yeah, but it's like they're superheroes, but they're not superheroes. And but it's also extremely forgettable because to be honest,
its advantage or disadvantage?
I don't know. And in that way, it gets
to your advantage.
The replayability.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I've never seen this before.
Have I seen it? No. But it's like, how bad can it be when you have Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, both amazing people. Well, I don't know about them as people, but actors.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people in there as well. But to be honest, I don't remember much of the movie. It's like I saw it maybe...
It's like Fast and the Furious,
2 weeks
but
ago.
remove the cars and add power walks.
Yeah, not that much power walks.
Okay, just
But yeah. No, you have...
walks.
Ryan Gosling is this hitman working for the CIA. And then you have Chris Evans, who is this kind of psycho killer torture dude that also gets hired in from time to
That
time by
sounds
the
like
CIA.
the man from Toronto, but Kevin Hart just screaming all the time.
Or like the hitman's bodyguard. Or
the other plethora of this type of movie.
It's just one of those.
Yes.
But if you don't have anything else to see and it's a lazy Sunday,
Do cocaine.
yeah, and then watch it.
And
Because you're probably going to understand it more then.
then that adds the power walk. My tongue.
Oh, yeah, he's got, what's his name? Bill...
Murray. Bill Hicks.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Bill Blob Thornton. Okay.
That we haven't seen in forever.
Forever. I didn't even know he existed anymore.
There you go. But, yeah, so it's a solid meh.
Oh, nice. Because The Man from Toronto is also a solid meh.
And I haven't seen it.
So it is about Chris Hart that travels to the wrong cabin. Kevin Hart, that's what I said. And nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No.
I made the movie better.
Who is this Chris Hart guy?
Chris Hart. Just making shit up. And Woody Harrelson's in it and nobody cares. And moving on. It's a solid meh.
What's it about?
It's basically what you said. Like, Chris Hart goes to this cabin. He's planning this birthday. Kevin Hart. Jesus Christ. Chris Hart. I have the terminal list in my head. So Kevin Hart is supposed to plan his wife's birthday, and he has rented a cabin, but the address, he didn't change the toner in the printer, so the address comes out, illegible. So he just travels to, he goes to the other cabin that's somewhere nearby, and they really make a thing about the toner in the printer, and it's not funny at all. And he travels to the wrong cabin, and then they think he's the man from Toronto. The man from Toronto is basically every killer in this movie is called the man from somewhere. And they think he is Woody Harrelson, but nobody knows what he looks like.
Why can't it be a woman from somewhere?
Exactly, because it's not. So yeah, they think he's there to torture the witness, and they I've heard things about this guy. He's amazing, and they do a big thing about it all the time, and he's legendary. So he does and screams and does Chris Hart. Fuck Kevin Hart. Chris Hart. I'm made a new actor.
Yeah,
You're all welcome. So Kevin Hart does Kevin Hart, and it's basically another Kevin Hart movie. If you love every single Kevin Hart movie, this is another one.
But I mean, it's Woody Harrelson as well.
Woody Harrelson is awesome.
He's always great.
He is he can play anything.
Yeah.
Even as Venom, although the movie Carnage,
Yeah.
I don't do names apparently today.
Or Chris, you mean?
Oh yeah,
As Chris.
Fuck. But it's just Woody Harrelson, Chris Harrelson, no. Just everyone's Chris now. Chris Tucker, I was going to do the joke, but it's Chris Tucker.
Yeah, it is.
But Woody Harrelson always does basically everything perfect.
Yeah.
Even though the movie sucks, he never does
suck,
which sounds weird.
Has he ever done that in the movie?
Sucked?
Yeah.
Maybe in Kingpin.
Oh yeah, no, he has played gay in a couple of movies.
Yeah, but he's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
So the movie, So he has to be the man from Toronto for the CIA.
Oh, okay.
Was what I was going to get to.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, that is. And it's just like, I just wanted it to,
Does it end with Kevin Hart being like becoming a CIA agent and becoming...
No, he becomes...
Yeah.
It's hard not to spoil this movie because it's
Is it disheartening?
Nah. No, but yeah. So he and the man from Toronto, buddies.
Of course.
And yeah.
So a solid meh.
Meh. It was just like 3 out of 5 mess. No. So total score? Meh. No, it was just like you said. It's one of those, like, you could watch it. You're not going to die from watching it, but it's not. If you like Kevin Hart screaming, that's for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm
with a sprinkle of Woody Harrelson on top. I don't know.
I mean, that's the one saving grace, I think.
Yeah, but you don't need to watch.
There's no Woody Harrelson.
No, but this movie, you won't go to your grave and say, "I didn't see this classic."
Yeah. Well,
it's a Netflix movie. No.
Oh, there you go.
I think it is actually a Netflix movie.
It is.
On the subject of Netflix movies.
Sure
yeah.
Oh my God. But speaking of horrible movies,
Chris. No, Chris.
No. I saw the latest Scream movie.
There's a latest Scream movie?
Yeah.
I thought
what is it, Scream
it was
4,
a show.
5, 6,
what?
18?
No, I think it's like 18.
Yeah.
Because didn't they talk about a show?
There is a show as well.
There is a show.
Yeah, and this one is not a part of the show. This is like an actual sequel to the Scream movies.
Oh, which one?
Yeah,
like
so
an actual like.
I actually think it is Scream 5.
Okay.
But
so
it's just called Scream.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well then I've heard of it. Or
It's they actually of course they make fun of the whole thing in the movie, but
then
requel
it happens.
Is what,
okay.
I guess that's what they call it. Like
that's a requel.
It's a remake and a sequel.
Whoa.
So
it's basically The Force Awakens.
Yes, which is the perfect example, and they bring that up as well in the movie.
Shit! What?
Yeah. So you remember the first one, right?
Yeah, I remember the first one.
Which is very meta,
Neve Campbell.
and they talk about like you don't do this in horror movies and blah blah blah. That still goes on here, and they pull it off. Like, it is a solid Scream movie.
Okay.
It's not the best movie. It's kind of predictable, but...
Yeah, I'm guessing after the first one... You can't, like, put the bunny back in the box or the,
but I wouldn't say that any of the sequels were bad. Like,
it was just more of the same.
Yeah, but the first one is, like, epic.
I really enjoyed it the first viewing, and then you kind of
I think we saw it when it was, like, the perfect time for us to see it as well.
There was nothing better than Scream. And also, you didn't, like, you couldn't watch it the second time and get the surprise, but you could watch it with friends and get their reaction, which was like watching reaction videos today.
Yeah.
Without having friends.
But also that they were such... The people in the movie were movie geeks, and we were movie geeks, so you could just relate to that, and it just made it.
You understood the references they were throwing out,
and you could connect with the characters personally.
Yes,
and it just made.
I love Neve Campbell.
Yes, of course.
You can connect with
all.
I was a teenager. Neve Campbell was there. It was good.
But it does follow all the tropes of kind of The Force Awakens, where you reintroduce the legacy characters from the originals and have those with the new characters. And there's a new plot, but it kind of ties in with the old one.
And is basically the plot of the old one. And yes,
exactly.
Very good name, though.
But is it worth your money? Like, I spent $50 or $5
for it
to rent it.
Says the guy that rented 2 Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, or Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Exactly. Well, says the guy that bought Cyborg. So there you go. Fuck you. No, but I would say if you are a Scream fan like I am, it's definitely worth the $5 or whatever it's.
Were the goats from Thor: Love and Thunder in there?
No, that's the one thing.
The one thing that was missing, That's my Scream movie if I ever get to make one. The goat was the killer.
It's the goat.
You just see like the whole Scream outfit, but it's a goat shaped Scream. And like, who's the killer? Is it the friend? Is it the goat? When you answer the phone, and it's like, Just like scream. And then you
want to play a game?
But you know what would be fun? It would be fun like when they're like, even if it's obvious who the killer is, like with the whole goat thing, like they still like, who's the killer? Is it the best friend? Is it in the trailer? You just like, and even in the trailer you get it revealed, but it's all recorded like, you know, seriously.
Goat.
and it's the goat.
It's always the goat. Yeah.
Greatest movie of the year. It's perfect.
Fantastic. Yeah. What else did you see?
That wasn't bad. Well, I saw Train to Busan.
Oh, yes.
It was actually really good.
Awesome.
Not as...
Zombie that you...
No. I just expected it to be different.
In what way?
I don't know. That's the thing. I saw the trailer and it was a lot of like running and like it was a lot more. The trailer was a lot. Fuck bubbles. The trailer was a lot more stressful than the actual the movie.
Yeah. And of course, they need to do that to sell tickets.
Of course. And I didn't really mind because in the trailer, the relationship between the dad and the daughter was a lot more, you know, cut together, that it was only about that. But then this show had the movie had great characters,
right? Like
that weren't sort of, you know, that's not how they cut the trailer, or like as I remember it. I saw the trailer like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
When the movie, or I don't even know when the movie came out. But I've had it recommended like since Sandra when I worked at King.
Yeah.
And that's like more than 3 years ago.
I know I've recommended it as well.
Yeah.
Because
it's been recommended.
One of the best zombie movies.
It is definitely one of like the only zombie movie except from Dawn of the Dead that or actually 28 Days Later.
Did you see World War Z?
No. The Brad Pitt, no.
It's.
I tried reading the book before that, and I was like, snooze.
It's not at all the same.
Yeah.
I would say that's also a movie that it's not as good.
But I did cry at the end.
Yes.
Motherfucker.
Good. Yeah. It's horrible.
It is horrible, but we're not going to spoil it. So watch Train to Busan. It has a lot of great characters. And I think my favorite part about this movie is like in all movies, they could have done some things that were like, but I feel like this movie does it well, though. They don't do like stupid shit.
No.
Like, oh, maybe if I like die here, that'll help me. You know, like what I mean? Like if I put this grenade in my pants after I pull the thing, like, it didn't have those moments.
No, it feels real.
It feels like they're like, oh my God, the grass is cracked. We need to find a way to solve this, or we need to run here, or like we need to do something.
Yeah.
It feels like they try to like find solutions to problems, and that aren't idiotic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have that, you know, the horror movie where people just like, oh, I'm just gonna get out of the car in the zombie apocalypse. You know.
No, they're all like relatively smart, I guess.
Exactly. Like they're using their smarts to get by. And that's what I kind of liked about it. And surprised it was that good.
Yeah.
Like it was, definitely favorite zombie movie. I can't say if Dawn of the Dead still holds that position.
Yeah, I don't think it holds up today. To be honest, I haven't seen it in forever.
I've seen it the one time at the cinema.
Yeah. Okay.
And I really, really like, the only thing I remember now is when he has that the poker that you use for the fireplace, when he sticks that in the eye and then pulls the zombie down. Like that's all I remember now. Like
I don't even remember that.
No, but that's like at the mall, you know, when they like.
I mean, that's the whole movie.
Yeah, but I just mean like I don't remember specifically. And the Burt Reynolds character that shoots, the sniper that shoots Burt Reynolds lookalikes.
That's what I remember as well.
But those are like, they were such a great add-on. Like, oh, we're just killing every Burt Reynolds fucking zombie that we see.
Like a guy on another roof holds up a sign saying Burt Reynolds, and then the other guy needs to find the zombie. The Burt Reynolds.
Oh, it's such a
and then snipes him, and it's like, yay!
Yeah, it's such a fun little like. It's so dark.
Yeah, but it's also what you probably
would have done. Yeah. Because at some point you need to make this normal, and that's, I think, maybe one of the reasons that I really liked that movie
Yeah.
back then when it came.
And it's also a Zack Snyder movie. You don't think about
craziest
that.
part
it's
of it.
It's one of the
yeah.
first movies that he did.
But I remember it's not as green, is it?
Nope.
Like,
it's more yellow.
Yeah,
actually.
it's yellow. Exactly.
Yeah, but it still has the
that is
the thing.
the weird thing that you say that is when I think of that movie, I think yellow.
Yellow. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like that is what I remember.
Damn, I need to rewatch it
Yeah.
now.
So I want to just rewatch it to see if it still holds up. And then
Same.
I want to see 28 Days Later.
Yeah, I want to
Because my daughter is so into all this stuff.
Oh, really?
And yeah. So she was like, you got any other zombie movies?
That's exactly the age we were in.
Yeah,
when we
dude,
started
it is the
loving that
same.
shit.
And
You should introduce Halloween, the first Halloween, because it's not, overly scary in that way.
she doesn't care. She wants them to be. She watched it, part 1 and part 2. Like,
Part the
duh. Yeah. And no, but she watched both.
cool.
I was like, what? She didn't even fucking flinch.
Yeah.
So I don't think
She's already
Halloween
ruined.
is going to be
Then that's
a problem.
nothing. No.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be lame, probably.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
But yeah, I can
Yeah.
definitely recommend like a
Train
lot
to
of years.
Busan,
Yeah.
you definitely need to see it, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll see Dawn of the Dead, the remake, not the OG one.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah, from '99 probably, because everything was done. in 99.
No, but I think that one came like 2006.
Yeah, probably.
I have no idea. I'm going to
Yeah.
look it up and see if I
early 2000s.
let's see. Dawn of the. Okay, I wrote the. Like I said,
Z.
Dawn of the Dead. The Dead. Okay, fairly close. 2004.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah,
I'm really
early
good with dates. Oh shit! The dad from Modern Family was in it.
Oh
What
yeah.
the
That's right.
fuck?
That's right. Yeah, he. Spoiler alert.
and
He
Ving
becomes a zombie.
Rhames.
Oh
shit!
Ving Rhames.
Ving
yeah.
Rhames. Yeah. Shit. And then some other people.
Yeah.
But no. And Jake Weber.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Need to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss zombie movies. I miss good zombie movies.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen one that's better than Train to Busan. So, but another half scary movie. I think I've mentioned it before, but I rewatched it yesterday with Sana. Underwater is with
No, I was like,
Kirsten Stewart, Twilight lady. It's a
she's
very
in love with a vampire. No.
it feels like an underwater aliens in a way. Like
What was it called?
Underwater.
Underwater. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on Disney Plus if you want to see it. It's nothing super special, but it's like a 1.5 hour movie. It takes place in, I think they're like on an oil rig, but that's underwater, of course. But like in the Mariana Trench. So it's like, 11 kilometers below the surface. So at the bottom of the ocean, and then an earthquake rattles the station and they have to escape. And it's just from pretty much the first minute you are into it, and it's just this hectic ride out of there. And then it kind of becomes from that into something a little more horror-esque thing. Again, kind of like Aliens, in a way,
Yeah.
or Alien. But it's just one of those movies that I would have loved to make myself.
Yeah.
It's just fun, stupid horror. When you look at it and, it's just this like, oh man, that's so stupid. But you still kind of love it because they did it.
Yeah.
So
like that.
if you haven't seen it, it's still like, again, one of those sort of lazy Sunday night things. Underwater, Kirsten Stewart, and that French guy from Ocean's 12, I think, the guy that does the capoeira stuff.
There's your French guy that does capoeira stuff. Cool.
Yeah, well, yeah. They're recognizable faces, but nothing super duper
Oh, shit, the guy from... No, never mind.
No.
But it's not the guy that's in the Bruce Willis movies and the Jet Li movies, the French guy.
No, not that guy. Not
Okay.
Kiss of the Dragon dude.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Crying
Kiss of the
Freeman.
Dragon.
Not that guy.
The short clone. Or twin.
The younger guy.
Okay.
Well, you've seen him. He's in
District 13 and that movie. Like
what was the rape movie with Monica Bellucci?
Oh shit, dude, that was ages ago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't watch it back then.
Irreversible or
I don't remember.
something like that. He was in that one too. Like he's a really, really good actor.
Okay.
You would immediately recognize him when you see him. But it's not the best of movies. It's a solid meh, but I would say slightly over the Gray Man. You know, it's not like stupid, but it's still kind of funny. And it also has what's his face, the comic relief from Deadpool that actually doesn't need a comic relief. You know, his friend, the bartender dude. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Bartender dude.
But he's in Silicon Valley as well. The guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy.
Yeah. He's funny.
Yeah.
The funny guy. Yeah.
Silicon Valley, Deadpool, some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He's in it too. So yeah, that's another
Curly hair or straight hair?
curly hair.
Weird.
Yeah.
Because I saw him in Deadpool first, where I kind of took notice of him, and then I saw him with the curly hair and shit. I was like, "What the fuck is that? The same guy?" So it's cool how movies can make people look or like be perceived differently, you know. But but then he talks, and it's kind of the same sort of thing.
And he is definitely that. He is still the bartender from Deadpool, like in this movie.
Very funny.
And you kind of, he is a plus in the movie.
But does the bartender get killed, or does the bartender never get killed?
Do you want spoilers or not?
Nah, I'm not going to see this movie.
There you go.
I think Train to Busan is the closest to horror I've seen in a while.
Yeah, well, this one is fun.
So did I break my horror streak?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It only took 20 plus years.
So now you're in it. Now you're in the
but
thick of it.
2004, Dawn of the Dead.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dam.
They did damn.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I have Jean-Claude movies, or Jean-Claude, whatever you prefer. My clock is famous. No, but I did watch Maximum Risk, Nowhere to Run, and another one. Oh yeah, the comeback movie, the JCVD.
JCVD. Yeah.
And I must say, all these movies were like 1.5 hours long, maybe 140 at best. So love that format.
Right.
Like it's such an easy watch.
Easy to digest, and you just watch it, and you still have kind of a little bit of energy after watching it, and you're not dead.
Exactly. Yeah. And I really enjoy the simple stories. Like Nowhere to Run. What I enjoyed about it is that
He's stuck.
Yeah, exactly, with Nowhere to Run. No, but this, like, he's imprisoned on, like he wasn't supposed to get caught, and he did because of his friend. So the friend breaks him out, like, on the prison transport bus, and the friend gets killed. And, you know, he leaves him a bit of money from the heist that they did before, and then, you know, he has nowhere to run. So he kind of like, he stays in this little forest where he ran off to, you know, and lives near a house where like, and he goes in to kind of like steal stuff from their fridge basically just to survive. He's not a bad guy, but yeah, you know, he is. And so Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of breaks into their house, and Macaulay Culkin's brother, whatever McCulkin, and like E.T. It's the best fucking thing ever. And the acting in this is also like, it's bad, but not as bad as you would expect it to be. But again, with 90s movies, sometimes in my head, they're like, the acting has been played down a bit. I expect them to be silly, like a Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
And then you watch it and you're like, it's a solid fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like with the great performances.
Yes.
So this one was not that good, but it's still enjoyable. You know, like he kind of like hides out in the woods, and the kids discover him, or the first kid, and then the second one. And then, you know, trouble stirs up because this like big corporation is trying to buy all the land to build, you know, I don't know, golf courts or whatever big corporations want to build.
Either
and
that or oil.
Yeah, and that mom doesn't want to sell.
Yeah.
So they come there at night, and they start smashing, like they're driving home with the kids, or she is, and then, you know, they're smashing her car, like, yeah, sell, you know, like really dumb, like 90s style. I was like, you could just call the cops, you know, and this would be over, but the cop is bought as well.
Of course.
But then Jean-Claude comes down and says words, and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then he does Van Damme things, but not as martial artsy as the other movies. They kept it very grounded here, and he just like beats them up a bit. No kicks.
No
super
kicks?
weird. Yeah, super weird.
It's not a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
So I don't know why they skipped the martial arts angle, because it kind of makes sense not to use it because they haven't sort of.
But I mean, if
built that
he's
up.
just this random dude that gets caught for whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, he
No.
could have just as easily been training martial arts.
Yeah.
You know,
But they didn't go with that. I don't know why. I didn't look it up, but it feels like a deliberate
you know
thing.
what I would love to see? This is a total derail, but just
That's
I
a
just thought of
derail
it
because
now.
it's Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
But Jean-Claude Van Damme as Nicolas Cage's character in Con Air, like that would have been
great.
pretty cool.
That would have been perfect,
Right?
actually, because Nicolas Cage did work out for that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the moves.
No.
You know.
That would have been a perfect Jean-Claude Van
Yeah,
Damme movie.
definitely.
Yeah.
I agree, actually.
Awesome. That
Very
never
nice.
happens.
Yeah. So he kind of helps the family, and they start to trust.
Yes.
Put the bunny back in the box, Uncle Frankie. The slaps with the open hand, you know that. That! And then the crazy look afterwards.
And those crazy
Yeah.
cuts.
Just a million punches.
Sorry.
You know what that is? Like Van Damme movies are like the soundboard that we got. Like it's the exact same thing. So you mean we can cut the movie a million times showing the punch? They were like, yeah, we could do that, Jean-Claude. And
he
he's
just
like,
became-
just like a million. And that's how the movie ends as well. Double impact.
And you do a great Mexican Jean-Claude, I must say.
I am looking for a man who can do the splits. No.
It hurts my throat. Sorry.
No, but the fun thing with all these movies were they're surprisingly enjoyable for what they are.
It's
They're,
a stupid action movie. And that's exactly what you expect.
yeah, but you know, like you remember when you go back and watch some old movies and they suck, like because you kind of ruin the memory of them.
Yeah.
Like Ninja Turtles, the cartoon sucks so much dick.
Oh, yeah.
Besides that, we laugh at the first like 3 episodes or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Then it just becomes tedious to watch them.
Go suck a lemon.
Yeah, exactly. But those things are great.
Yeah.
Because it's such like, okay, they can't be violent, they can't be too snarky, you know, like they have to be kind of friendly within bunny ears, so it just becomes bizarre, and then it becomes tedious, like the rest of the million episodes.
You still
but
watch them.
but the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies are surprisingly enjoyable. And his acting, I guess, becomes better as you move along. So I would say that the acting in this one, or Maximum Risk, that I watched after, is way better than the acting in
Double Impact. Oh.
But it's still not great. and even in Double Team, Double Team that we watched ages ago now, which is on a retro far, far away.
Dennis Rodman. Yeah.
Exactly. But his acting is slightly better there as well now compared to this movie. You know, like, so he has progressed as an actor. And then when I watched, JCVD, it's such an honest Van Damme, you know, like drugs, like his marriage is fucked. Now he's losing custody of his kids, like, and he's in court and he's not getting gigs. You know, it's this honest representation of a tired Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know, and it's such a fun little movie. And again, the beauty of this movie is that it's all contained within this bank or this post office. And I think that's what I really enjoy about all these movies, is how contained the story is. Because in Maximum Risk is a bit more complicated, but it's still like, and it's a bit of a slow watch to begin with, this whole like sort of like explaining what's happening. But again, it kind of just like, it's simple. Because I feel nowadays movies are like, they're trying to do so much, you know, that it just, you're like, ugh, I don't care.
Every movie today needs to be the start of a franchise.
Yeah.
You can't just do a movie for the fun of it anymore.
And I think video games are moving into that territory as well, where it's like, it's going to be like an online multiplayer thing that we can build on. And you're like, I just want to play by myself therapeutically and play the story, you know, like Tsushima.
Yeah.
Like, I just want, you know, that story and then nothing else.
And to add to that, I can just recommend Guardians of the Galaxy. I've mentioned it before.
The game?
The game, but I've played it. It's almost finished. I'm just...
You've actually finished?
Almost.
Oh, okay. You're not going to finish. Yeah, okay, you're not going to finish it. I get it.
Yeah, but I played it a fair amount, and it is one of those games.
Yeah.
It's so much better than you think it is. It really is. It's a lot of fun, and I recommend it to everybody. I think it's a little bit cheaper now as well. But it's a solid game. I would say around 20 hours to finish the whole thing. Great story, cool characters, and you play as Peter Quill and just commanding the Guardians, so you're not jumping and choosing different characters. You are him,
the character,
but you're always in command of the team.
Okay, cool.
And it's great. The music is fantastic. It looks amazing. The visuals are great.
So they got rights to the right music.
Yes, and they've made new music too.
Very cool.
You do have like Aha, Take on Me, you know, all of that. So really cool stuff.
Thing is, the Guardians of the Galaxy is nothing without the music.
Exactly.
It's like GT. What is? No, Supernatural.
Yeah.
When you buy the DVD or you watch it on stream, and it's that fake fucking rock and roll music.
Yes. Which just
it's
ruined
unwatchable.
everything.
It's unwatchable. Yeah. Like you can't like. It's hard not to think about it when it starts. You're like, oh, generic rock music, stock music.
Exactly. Yeah,
so annoying. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't want to take away from the Maximum Risk.
No. But what I want to say is that the stories are so simple and the pacing is enjoyable and it's not as fast as today's movies where everything is pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
Like you need some acting to carry, you know, and Jean-Claude Van Damme isn't even a good actor and he even manages to kind of make it work.
Yeah.
And I expected these movies to like be a bore. And they're not. Like, they're very enjoyable. They're very heartfelt and sometimes very inappropriate, you know, and...
You need to watch Hard Target again.
I'm getting to that. Like, dude, I am so on a Jean-Claude Van Damme run now that it's so much fun.
Yeah, I just want to know if you can make it through the whole movie or not. But yeah.
Is it that bad? Because it's like, it went... Okay, cool.
Yeah, I laughed a lot.
No, but that's the thing as well. You watch them and sometimes, you know, they don't hold up, but it's so, like, ridiculous that you can't not enjoy them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
The hairdo, like just.
Oh, dude, it is the best. It's always wet.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like it's a mullet.
A wet mullet.
A wet mullet.
Always.
Curly wet mullet. It's so weird. Like even as a kid, I was like, that is a weird hairdo.
Yeah.
And it's just. The whole look actually in that movie.
With the trench coat.
But I mean, it's John Woo. It's John Woo.
Yeah, it's John Woo.
The trench coat. And it's also the guy from Millennium and Bishop from Alien. And like, it's so good. It has like, and it's that lady as well. She's been in some stuff, the daughter of the thing, right?
Yeah, she is the Witchblade lady.
Oh, she's the Witchblade.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is.
From the Witchblade show.
Yes.
And
okay, cool.
I think the only role that I remember her from.
Yeah.
Like, has she done anything else?
She's been in a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like really bad stuff that you just like not watching.
Yeah, exactly that. Including Witchblade.
Including Witchblade. Yeah, it was terrible from the get-go.
Yeah, but they tried.
But that is something that they could bring back. I don't know what the story of Witchblade is beyond. Like I never know if they ended it or like.
The darkness would probably be cooler. Because I
think it's a Venom movie though. Like, unfortunately, it's going to be the Venom.
Like hard R and just do it right. Because I mean, it's demons ripping people apart and him being this mob.
No, but that would be really cool. Like Hitman versus.
That's why I loved it because it was so extremely bloody, like the comic book, and being a spin-off from Witchblade.
Witchblade, and I don't know how good it was, but. It's a potentially, like, it has the potential to be cool.
Yeah.
Because the premise is awesome.
There was a video game, I remember that. First person.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. I played the demo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's how good it was, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because back then you got demos.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you could play demos of games. And you were like, yeah, never going to pay any type of money for this.
Thank you, Christ, that I got to try this.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Spawn game as well?
Was there?
And who cares?
Probably,
yeah. I don't remember. There should be.
I know he's a character in Mortal Kombat, so. Yeah.
So maybe in the next Mortal Kombat show, movie thing.
We're still waiting for the Spawn remake, the new one. Jamie Foxx as Al Simmons and Todd McFarlane actually directing the movie. So
that could be pretty cool.
And he wants to make it more about, the detectives.
That's cool.
To have it be like a horror movie.
Yeah, like a noir horror movie.
Yeah, you follow the skinny detective.
He was a cop, good at his job.
And the Spawn is just in the shadows doing stuff. So, that's what he's said, but who knows. Other stuff that I've seen that's not super duper important, but season 3 of Blown Away, the glass blowing thing.
People.
Love it, love it, love it. I always do. It's so impressive to see these people create stuff from glass and just how much hard work goes into making something from glass. I've never tried it. I would love to try glass blowing at some point. But it's amazing. If you haven't seen the show, it's just one of those typical Project Runway or work of art or, all of those shows. Yeah. They get a brief, they get to design and do something within the time limit, and then there's a winner and a loser. The loser leaves, and then it continues until there's one left.
Do they have a Nigel, though?
They do.
Is he good? Is he as good as Nigel was in Project Runway?
Designers.
Yeah, designers, just I just hear it in my head. And I didn't even watch that many. No. My wife did.
But it was always on when you got home from school or whatever.
Dude, it was on all the time.
Yeah.
It was like
4 in the morning.
Yeah. Right. Reruns.
Yeah.
Reruns of reruns and then the actual season.
It was like a full day of just Project Runway.
Dude, like there was a channel dedicated to that fucking show. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but so that one's out, and there's a car show that I watch all the time, season 4 of From Rust to Riches, where they just renovate cars and sell them and try to upgrade. I think the first season was a lot more fun when they actually did have a full sort of idea for the entire season, where they went from one car and they wanted to trade all the way up to this specific car, and you got to follow the journey if they could make it or not. Whereas the other ones were more trying to survive because, they have this garage and they just need to make money to make ends meet.
And I think the first season, the way that you make it sounds like it was a very expensive season.
Yeah.
I think so.
Probably. But, this is season 4, and it's kind of interesting because you do feel for them because the end of season 3, they, a little bit of spoilers, I guess, but they make their own, from scratch, their own car designed from scratch. So it's a one-off, including a bike. And it ends with them trying to sell it at an auction, and then COVID.
Oh, dicks.
And then all of a sudden, nobody wants to buy anything and nobody is investing in anything. There's no auctions. There's nothing. No sort of way for them to sell this one-off that's like an extremely expensive car that they poured their heart and soul.
But is it a cool car? Or is
it's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's very sort of race car.
Okay.
Not my typical cup of tea. I like the old American
muscle cars.
Yeah. Which they do a lot of. So there's still that. And then, I don't really enjoy when they get to go full out their Gotham garage design. It's not my cup of tea.
It's not your type of car. Yeah.
No, it looks wonky in some places. But when they do stuff, it's still so impressive and really cool. But yeah, I'm going through season 4 now, which is just trying to see them recuperate after COVID and getting back into it and what they have to do to make money and survive. And it's just fun. It's a cool team. It's just 4 people doing their thing. So yeah, but that's always my cup of tea is just these sort of reality shows where people create things.
Have you watched all the seasons of American Choppers or whatever the fuck it is?
Yeah.
How you did?
Yeah. West Coast Customs, all of that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Even if it's super cringy and
it's so cringy and they're always screaming and shit. And then all the memes that came out of that, it's so fun.
With that, I mostly kind of mute it, listen to music and draw.
Have you watched the auction stuff where they get old stuff and people bring it in and they try to evaluate it and I did watch some of those on YouTube just as a background noise.
I'm more of the pawn shop.
Yeah, but pawn shop. That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah, pawn shop.
Yeah, I do enjoy that. They have these recaps of just
the best. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I love that too.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just a sucker for things getting sold and things getting billed, I guess.
I used to watch, like, back in the day when MTV was a thing and they had, like, Pimp My Ride and shit.
Yeah. I love that.
And I love how, like, all the cars that they built, people hated them afterwards. X gonna give it to you, yeah.
No, that's the MX.
But the
exhibit.
But the exhibit, yeah. The exhibit's gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Ah, man, we suck.
Just like change. It's perfect. It's perfect. That's why you're here.
Yeah. Keep going. You were saying something.
X gonna give it to you.
Save me.
Give it to you. No, but I used to watch that. Like, I heard that the cars they built were shit.
Yeah.
And people complained a lot. But visually, some of them looked cool, and some of them were terrible.
Yeah. And that's
but I kind of liked it as a form of, like, custom builds, you know, like, and then when you look closely, they're probably shit. But all in all, in the show, they looked fun.
Yes.
So you can enjoy that. The only thing I don't like about those shows is how formulaic they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like all that, like for the pawn shop one, it's like, oh yeah, why don't you come talk to? And they just do this fake thing, you know, where it's and it kind of becomes, the more you watch, the more scripted it feels. You know what I mean?
It's so over, like, very, very.
But
obvious.
it's like when Steve Carell walks into the shop. If you've seen that episode.
No.
And he just walks around and just pretends to look around, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Chris!" You know, like, it's just like.
It's always Chris with you today. What the fuck, man?
I don't know.
Ilias' secret crushes. Chris Evans. Yeah.
No, just all the Chris's.
Or Chris Hart.
No, Chris Hart.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Shit.
Or
now
Chris Carell. Yeah.
I just like, Chris is my thing today. My brain is shutting down. Chris Cross was there to make it. Exhibit's gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I think I just turned a shade whiter.
Yeah, I'm sweating, man. You're laughing too much now.
But yeah, no, I just, like, I can't watch anything like that anymore. Yeah. Like I did have, like, I used to watch that, like, back when I had TV in the background. I would have those, like, the storage units. That those guys,
yeah.
And also the guys that, you know, when people didn't pay their loans and shit on their car leases and stuff, like the repo men.
I never saw that.
But I never watched a lot of it. The same thing with the storage units. But you know, harmless fun.
Yeah, but it's always like, you know, sometimes they do hit like a gold mine, and it's so much fun. I don't know. It just kind of gives you hope that maybe someday you're going to find something that's going to be worth a shit ton of money and you can, you know, sell it.
But something that I thought about before when we talked about the Kristen Stewart movie that you talked about.
Show?
Yes, ending the show as well.
No, I'm kidding.
But,
we still have the
but I was thinking that, what is it called? Like, back in the day, we used to have, like, what is that movie with Nev Campbell as well? Like, when we talked about Scream, the one where they're like this witch is called Circle or something like that.
No, that's the Swedish thing.
Yeah, exactly. But what was the actual? Because in Swedish it was called The Evil Circle or something like that. Yeah. What was the real name of that movie? Because it's back in the day when they had dumb names for. Movies.
Is it Bewitched? No, it's not
that's
that's the show.
That's the show.
God damn it.
Nev Campbell, what have you done for me lately?
I loved that movie, though.
I love that movie as well when it came. And it's called, I got it in Swedish, you sons of motherfucking bitches. It actually Googled it. I Googled in English and it gave me a Swedish fucking answer.
Well, you just Googled Nev Campbell.
The Craft. Jesus Christ.
There you go.
So, The Craft.
Love it.
When that came out, it was at the right time, like Scream, you know, and all those movies. They were sort of like for a younger audience. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, everyone loved them when they came. And then the exploitation of that type of genre grew exponentially, and we had like The Craft 3 and shit, and some other with other actresses or something like that.
But there's one with just dudes as well. Like
nobody cares. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, and then the exploitation, and then a lot of these movies came up.
Yeah.
And that whole genre died out. And now every type of movie or show that they make that is similar to that, it always feels like a boy band type of show. You know what I mean? Like they all feel fake.
Yep.
They all feel like, baby, baby, but I can do magic. You know, like you're like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
And but I remember back when those movies were appreciated, you know, like, and that's what I'm thinking, like, how do you bring that back? You know what I mean? Where you're not making it for the money, but you're making, like, you have, like,
you just want to make
cool
a
story.
Good, exactly. A cool story.
A cool
good movie.
story
Just,
with that premise, or, you know.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, that's obviously what I'm trying to find the right sort of mold for, or the what I'm doing with my vampire story. You know, like, I want to be able to make a vampire story that's not going to be put in that folder with just the rest of those
Sparkling vampires.
But it's impossible, because it's just going to be another Craft or another Twilight or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why I need to go really dark and brutal with it to make it stand out.
But that's when you have the producers that can sort of
And they're
like bring that out. Have you thought about glitter?
Yeah, exactly.
Glitter and what's that square dance?
Yeah, sparkles.
Instead of breakdance, what about square dance? Kind of sounds the same, but
Have you seen Footloose? That was a big hit. Let's bring that back.
exactly.
Yeah. Let's call it Toe Loose. Yeah.
Toulouse.
Toulouse. Toulouse or
Because
not
I got
Toulouse?
nothing to lose.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but we've also
See?
just to move on.
let's move on.
We both finished the Terminal List.
Terminalist.
Terminal.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings now that I've seen the whole thing.
In what way?
I don't know. Like, I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, it's when you pitched it, I was like, okay, I'll watch it, because I complained about movies not, like, people are dying around them and no one's reacting to anything. Okay?
Yeah.
So this movie does the exact opposite. It does this well.
Yes.
When people die, people get sad.
Yeah.
And
you feel
you
it.
feels, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that here, and I really enjoy that. Initially, when I started watching it, though, I'm not going to spoil this, but the only thing that bothered me a lot, which kind of fits the whole thing, is the Semper Fi bro thing, and it kind of fits in here. You know what I mean?
They are. Like, not to be that guy.
Not to be that guy. Yeah,
but
exactly.
That's how they are.
And it bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
but
brother,
yeah, bro, you okay, bro? Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it's hard to get into that. But I think if you are a bro of said thing, maybe you can relate to it. I can't at all. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I do enjoy it. Although, just like you, fucking had it from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, I knew where it was going. Doesn't bother me at all that I figured it out.
Same.
It could have been not that. But I did enjoy it, and it has its moments. Like you said, he can't, like, there's this thing happening, but he also struggles with what is real and what isn't. And it's a nice kind of take on that. I feel like the movie kind of gets a little more simplistic as it moves along, for me at least.
Yeah. It's a show, not a movie.
Yes, the show.
This one has a Chris, so you're all good.
You're all good. It's not a Chris Hart. It's a Chris Pratt. And for those that don't know, that's the end of Double Impact.
There you go.
Watch the movie to see that.
Yeah. But I do agree with you.
We
100%.
should have. That's how we should end the show. We should make a.
We should have that.
We should have that.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Like, as soon as you say the last word, that comes in.
There we go.
I did enjoy it.
I agree with you.
Did get sad.
Everything, and it is so emotionally charged.
Yeah.
The entire show is really like, and then the way I've sold it in is really that it's Chris Pratt's absolute, like, his best performance that I've ever seen, I think. He is knocking it out of the park.
Do you mean performance?
Yes. It's so horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
We're trying to like sell the show, like emotional, but we can't get past the.
But it's so heartfelt. It's so genuine.
It is,
and I think you could definitely relate in many ways, and I have started to relate a lot, obviously, and that's why it killed me. But the first episode might be a hard sell because it's very.
Well, I think they make it up. Yeah, but they make it up by the end of the episode. I think it really like.
So you need to see the first episode to the very end, and after that,
decide if you want to keep watching.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which you definitely will.
And that's how I sold it into Sana, and she was sold straight away, and she also loved the show, which is very surprising.
How many brrts out of 10 did she give?
I think she would give it an 8 brr out of 10 brr.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I would place it pretty same. Like maybe 7 brrts out of 10 brrts.
So annoying to listen. Don't run away, we are.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. At some point, I will try to read the book because it's based off of a book. And I just want to see what the book's all about, or listen to it, obviously. But to spin off again, I have talked about this before, but if you have seen that show and you want something kind of similar and you haven't seen it already, another Prime show, Reacher, is very kind of similar.
But is it as dark? Yeah. Like in that like serious tone that movie, because that movie's or the show is a bummer. Like the Terminal List is a bummer. It's a good bummer. It's like it's a good like ride.
Yeah.
It has the action with the drama, so it kind of like it works. That's the beauty of it. You can do action with heavy drama, which I think is the beauty of the show.
The Reacher show is a little bit more lighthearted.
It feels a bit lighter, but
it is definitely dark. It is.
Cool.
It's dark. It's and I've said it so many times, but it's Sherlock Holmes, but as an American football player. Like it sounds ridiculous in that way.
Yeah.
But it really is. Like he is. If you've seen the Jack Reacher movies with Tom Cruise, that's the character. He's this.
Or if you read the books, whatever.
Yeah, if you've done that. But I guess he has a photographic memory. He's just extremely super smart, knows everything about everything that is kind of military army related.
Yeah.
And you can, if you think about it too much, it becomes maybe a little bit annoying.
Of course.
He's
MacGyver, basically.
Yes, but it's still done well.
Yeah.
And he is a badass.
And he's cut his hair.
But no, I think
I'll watch
again.
it.
It's a Prime show that just came out of nowhere, and you watched it and go like,
I'm surprised how
stop watching it.
How nice the Prime shows are.
Yeah,
and like we've talked about the whole woke thing, and I'm not going to go into that, but it feels like they're doing it the right way in most cases.
Especially with these shows, for sure.
For sure. Never.
Again, these are more towards the old school '90s action movies.
But this so well.
Just doing a good movie. Not thinking about anything, but there's still representation.
Look, maybe they are thinking about it, but it's not like the show is not screaming it at you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That is the beauty of it. Like The Boys, the Terminal List, Jack Reacher. Maybe I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
but I feel like Amazon is on point here. Like, I'll watch some more shows.
And that's why I think they're getting so much backlash for the Rings of Power.
I don't really care about that one at all. I've seen trailers. I've seen things.
We both started watching The Wheel of Time. I think that's kind of the...
that's what I expect.
The bar.
Yeah, that's the bar.
And that means I don't want to see it, really.
Mm-hmm.
But... the amount of money they poured into this...
No, I'm going to give it a chance.
It's probably going to be visually pleasing, hopefully.
Dude, I didn't enjoy Lord of the Rings movies.
Well, yeah, there you go. So maybe this will be something that you will enjoy.
Maybe. I'll give it a couple of... episodes, because I did watch whatever the fuck the Wheel of Time was.
Yeah.
And so how can it be worse?
Yeah, I could barely finish one episode of The Wheel of Time.
I think I saw 3. I think I started on the 4th, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. No. Nah, I just couldn't. I just like, okay, they've given me nothing for 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Yeah.
I Better Call Saul, which is another show that I'm going to watch.
Yeah, I need to see that too, apparently.
Only on Matthias's recommendation.
Everybody
No one talks to me.
Has been
except Matthias.
Well,
like no one writes to me as
many
frequently as Matthias.
No, they've said that apparently it's by the last season that it's like even better than Breaking Bad.
Yes, that's what I've heard as well, and that's why I need to get to that
because
season.
That was pretty good. But yeah, no. So I started the first season. It was like, you know.
But I think it's trying to sort of live up to the previous show because it's a spin-off and they can't. And then at some point, Saul becomes such a solid character because I kind of liked his character. Solid. But again, like I compare it to the first episode of Squid Game that I started watching. Just to like that person, that initial character that we get introduced to with the gambling and all that shit, and how he's like a helpless, a helpless gambler. Like he'll take every opportunity. He can see hope in every hopeless situation that has to do with money.
Such a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he always sees like, maybe.
Everything else is shit, but in gambling, he always sees hope.
Yeah.
And I feel like Saul had that potential in the Breaking Bad show, where he is this character that is helplessly, the way that he is. Like, he will always do somewhat the wrong call,
Yeah.
So I'm interested in.
So you better wrong call Saul.
Yeah, you better wrong call Saul. Just like no. But so I see the potential of that.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I will also. Yeah, maybe that could be our new thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like years too late.
Yeah, but
But we'll catch up.
Better late than call Saul.
Than call Saul.
Yeah.
Just keep doing the bad jokes.
Yeah.
Like it didn't work the 5 first times. That's better not call Saul.
Or just go back and watch Nobody again.
Exactly.
Which is a fantastic movie.
Back to the not call Saul.
Yeah.
But what else have we seen?
I think that's actually it for me. I've seen like a lot of old. I saw The Lincoln Lawyer with Matthew McConaughey. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it. It's also on Prime.
I have not seen it.
It's with Brian Philippe, if you remember that dude.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, he was in Hackers.
Yeah, and he kind of like.
But wasn't he in a show recently?
I don't know if he was in Hackers.
No, he was in Hackers.
With what, the Angelina
No,
Jolie?
he's not in Hackers. No. I'm very sorry.
There you go.
He's in the remake of Hackers. No, just kidding. No, it's the other guy that's in...
He's in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
But he's in a cop movie.
Which...
No, he was in a show that my wife watched. Who cares?
He was in the show...
With
Sniper?
Sarah Michelle Gellar, the dangerously...
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Is that it?
Is that it?
No, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but he's in that one.
Oh, no, he is, but he's also in that with the stepsister that is Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, yeah, Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions, thank you. It was
I was obsessed with that movie.
I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just something about, stepsister.
Vampire killers, yeah.
No, it's a great movie, though.
I don't remember.
But yeah, The Lincoln Lawyer, it's really, I think that's where Matthew McConaughey, I can never say his
McConaughey.
McConaughey. Hey,
McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey turned around from being like this guy that did the same type of character all the time to being the same type of character, but in a really good movie, and then stepped it up from there.
Dude, my brain is going in a different direction. I'm like, when you talk to McConaughey, do you need to say hey? Or do you just start McConaughey? And then he punches you in the face. Hey, McConaughey! Or McConaughey. Like, how do you do it? I would get so, like, we would joke about this, and if I ever ran into him, I would have this argument in my head so stressfully
Like how?
fast. Yeah. Do I just go, hey, Maddie? Because saying, hey, McConaughey sounds weird.
Yeah.
And, you know,
You
saying
just-
McConaughey sounds also weird.
Just go with all right.
All right.
Yeah, it's a
Hello,
good
I'm
movie.
doing Shanghai Nights. No, I'm just- Owen Wilson.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's how you get attention. Or detention. Bitch.
What?
Yeah, I got nothing. I've seen a lot of stupid stuff. But yeah. And also, yeah, I started playing
Yes, you did.
Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, shit. Yes, you did.
TMNT.
That game is
Turtles.
sold really well.
It's
And you did.
fantastic.
That's what I've heard. Like, it is TMNT Turtles in Time level good.
It is. It is.
Very cool.
Like, without a doubt, I would even say it just takes that to a little bit of a higher level, but it's just like going back and playing the Super Nintendo again.
Yeah. So cool.
It's great. It's so much fun. Like, so much fun. And
Is
you
it
can
voice
play,
acting in it as
yes,
well?
with
so
OG
nice.
characters.
Very
OG
cool.
voices, I mean.
Like from the original cartoon.
I've only played pretty much with Raph and
Okay.
Mikey, but it is definitely OG Raph from the cartoon show.
Very cool.
It's so good.
Damn.
And with those the lines and everything. It's
Very cool.
Like I'm sitting
Does
there
Go Suck a
laughing.
Lemon hold any meaning to you?
Kind of, yes. But yeah, no, I've been just sort of
So fun.
giggling for myself sitting
Very
there.
cool. Okay, I need to download it. I saw that it
And you-
costs basically nothing.
Like 300
Who
Swedish
cares?
crowns.
Like, who cares? Like, it's when
It's
the
worth
game
it.
is good, it's so worth it.
And you can play online and you can play with friends and up to 6 people at the same time.
Oh yeah, because they have April and Splinter and some more people. Yeah, and it's a story, right?
yeah,
it's not a
you
fighting.
can play.
Yeah,
You can play.
it's a side-scrolling fighting beat 'em up,
exactly,
whatever it's called.
both story and arcade mode.
Very
So,
cool.
but-
What is arcade mode?
I guess just sort of collecting points.
Oh, okay, so you're playing the story, but it's more about the points than it is about.
I've only played the story mode so far, so I don't know the
yeah.
difference. But initial playthrough that I've done,
How is
Great.
the soundtrack?
Yeah,
like, what is
fantastic.
the? Is
Super
it like?
Nintendo, like it's that, but also you get the OG intro, but with a little bit of a twist.
Because the Turtles in Time, like the soundtrack alone is awesome.
yeah, but this
Like
has,
I remember all of the songs. You
it
know,
has
like,
all of it. It's got all of it, man.
like Sewer Surfing is so good. Like it is so fucking good. And then you have people that know instruments and they play like metal covers of those.
This will be a game that they will probably do the same with.
Very cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks fantastic. It plays fantastic. It's a lot of fun. You still have those fun sort of. You get to throw the foot soldiers towards the screen. And
very nice.
all of that.
Like all the things you want. Like the thing that Street Fighter does wrong is how much it takes away from its legacy instead of keeping it.
Yeah.
Like now it sounds like generic, like J-pop or like a boy band.
Yeah.
And it's just so bad. But the graphics are cool. But they don't have the feeling of Street Fighter with the music and everything.
They lost it. Whereas here they really went back
Just-
to the original and just went full nostalgia with the whole thing.
Do you know how much money Street Fighter would make if they just did that? Like,
So much.
I would buy the game for that aesthetic, like the feeling alone.
Of course.
Like now, when I saw the new trailer for the new Street Fighter, I was like, they're still going with that J-pop
oh, another
music
one.
that
Yeah.
just. And I showed you the song for Street Fighter that
Yeah.
didn't feel like Street Fighter at all.
No.
And the new one was the same. And I was like, why do you want to get away from what made these games great? Anyone that doesn't even play video games today remembers.
Exactly.
Like when I sing that, people that are video game stupid or
Everybody
clueless knows what it is. I was like, oh, do you play? They were like, nope.
But you still want to kick ass.
Yeah, exactly. Because they were a cool song, and that one, Ken and Guile, those are the two, like I think historically most popular theme songs ever.
Even the Ryu one and
Yeah. No, they're also really good,
most of them.
dude. In my head, they're like,
I can hear all of them. I can hear Sagat. I can hear M. Bison. I can hear,
but they're so iconic, and it's so dumb. Like that alone, I think would like release a trailer for the like an upcoming Street Fighter game with those back.
Yeah, just
and sales
sort of
would
just metal them up,
hands,
maybe. Do some,
dude,
you know,
yes,
like a
hands
little
down.
bit.
I think it would increase sales.
Of course.
Oh, that's how it should start. That like end the trailer with that.
Yeah. Perfect.
Dude, you know what I would do if I worked at Capcom and I fired everyone? The first thing I would do is the if I made a trailer, I would make like it would start with a black screen, and the music would slowly start, and then you would have the like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that one
yeah.
from Super Street Fighter when Ryu is like standing there but you can't see him, and then like the flashes, like the power is gathering on his Hadouken. That's how I would do the trailer and part of the game, of course, and I would just do a homage to I would do the Force Awakens with this game.
Yeah.
Like I would bring it all back. Like it can still be 3D. I don't care. I think it looks really cool. But I would take it all back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would make it like Street Fighter 2 7. Like I would even call it the wrong thing, like deliberately.
Street Fighter 2000.
Yeah, exactly. No, but just like add to it, you know, and it would be so much fun. And then just bring it all back. Like the music, the fighting. I don't know why they ditched the music.
Yeah.
It was one of the
I
most.
really don't know either. It's it's strange.
Yeah, I'll tweet to Capcom and complain like a fanboy.
Do it. Yes.
Why? In my 80s cartoon voice.
I will retweet your tweet because all my 4 followers will definitely jump on that.
And they're going to be like, why?
Why?
Why, Capcom? Why? Idiots.
You got anything else? No.
Yes.
And
we're out.
yeah, we're out.
Thank you so much for listening this far. You
Crazy, lovely.
Shit, that was a long episode.
Yeah, it's a
We
normal
had nothing to
episode.
talk about, apparently.
Yeah, of course. Not. Like
What?
every fucking Monday.
Every Monday. Yeah. We love you.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
do. Yeah.
Share it. Do things that we
mean
enjoy.
shit.
Join
Please.
the Discord.
Share
Don't
the
join the
podcast.
Discord.
And
Share it. Rate the Discord. I don't know.
yeah, what are your thoughts on Terminalist and Street Fighter?
And Street Fighter and whatever else we talked about in the really, really beginning of this.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
What did we talk about today?
I don't know.
I don't know. But a little recap? No.
I'm gonna push the button.
Buttons.
And we're out.
Button.